Next, we've got Texans-Colts. Colts are favored by 1.5 at home, so it's a pretty even game. The Colts have been kind of solid. You know, if we thought they were a bad team, I think the general consensus on them to start the year was that they were probably a bad team, you know, bottom quarter or something. They haven't been that. They've been fine. I mean, they had that nice win at Washington. Whatever you think of the Redskins, they had a nice win there. First game against the Bengals was at home. They lost, but it was a close game. Last week was a close game. Like they've been, I don't know about scrappy if that's the right word necessarily, but they've been fine. And the Texans they just a mess, these guys. I mean, that game that was an embarrassing performance against the Giants for them.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Houston. I picked the Giants. I picked Houston to win that game. And I thought Houston would really get healthy. And J.J. Watt actually did get healthy. J.J. Watt had a great game for Houston. But you have to wonder, does Bill O'Brien just not have the answers in Houston? I mean,
I don't know.
They've been in close games. They've lost by a total of 15 points in their 3 losses. But they start games awful. And it doesn't look like they have any passion out there. And that's a reflection on the coaching staff. And if you can't get healthy against the Giants last week, I don't know, man. I think it's a tough, and it's not like that division is all that good,
right?
I mean, Jacksonville, I guess, is good, but they could make some noise there, but I don't know, man. Maybe it just falls on Bill O'Brien. He's had a couple years, man. Maybe it's time for him to start figuring some stuff out.
So they had some injury. I mean, they've had some injuries in the defensive backfield. You know, Watt seems like he's getting back into being what he was, but defensive backfield injuries. They've had some offensive line injuries. The receivers play well. Will Fuller's actually playing pretty well. So now they've got 2 good receivers, it looks like, not just one. Watson's been – I do a lot of fantasy. Watson's definitely where fantasy and reality diverge for me, I think. I think fantasy-wise, he's terrific. Real life, I'm not so sure with him yet. He makes some great plays and he makes some bad decisions. I mean, that game, the decision, you know, we talked about this when the clock ran out, I think, against the Titans at the end of the game when he was running around for, 15 seconds and then threw the ball over the middle, but with no timeouts. It was just horrendous. So this is one of those, the desperate team game for me. I know it's on the road, but they're 0-3. I mean, basically their season is over if they lose this game to the Colts. Dead over.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Colts, because they're just okay, that the Titans might step up in this one. I'm going to pick them to win.
The Texans, you mean?
The Texans. Sorry. Thank you.
No.
No?
Nah,
No?
I don't see it. I think you put so much, it seems like every week you look at, Deshaun Watson, you look at Houston and say, okay, this team could be really good. But the last week really kind of put a pin in the balloon for me. I don't buy it anymore. I think the Texans could be really, really bad. And then you're going to have new head coach. I think they're going to get rid of Bill O'Brien at some point.
Yeah. I mean, if this doesn't turn around, you're right. They're going to.
He's had a pretty good amount of time, you know?
Mm-hmm. He sure has. People are with you. The experts so far, 75% Colts. So my desperate team theory is not going over with anybody else except me.
But who knows, man? The NFL has been weird this year. I mean,
I know.
Texans could come out and score 45 points and win 45-7, and who would be that surprised?
And I could go 12-4 one week against spread and 6-10 the next. Who knows, right?
I don't think you're going 12-4 again.
Who knows? All right.